All right, folks, we're back on the radio, on the morning show, on the K-Zone, 105.3 FM and AM 1280 WPKZ. My name is Noah Hatton. I'm here this morning with Zach Austin.
Happy hump day.
Wacky Zachy on the radio. And we're also here with Megan McBride from the Better Business Bureau of Central New England.
Yes, good morning, Noah.
What's happening? Oh, there we go. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning.
We have a lot to talk about
We
today.
do have a lot to talk about. We got a lot to get to.
We do.
We've been receiving text messages, emails, hostile phone calls, and not from the Iranians. Not from the Iranians. From scammers.
Scammers.
They might be Iranian, but you never know. Anyway.
Well, we do know that scams and scammers, they come in all different shapes, sizes, types, you name it.
Right.
Any human, anything could be a scam.
Right.
If you try hard enough. So
sure.
I was on vacation last week. I was in Canada for a much needed break. We love Canada, and we have some lovely Better Business Bureaus up in Canada too. So shout out to them. And I received a very interesting text, and this was probably the first time that I did panic for a minute. And that's saying a lot because I'm usually the one that comes on and talks about these things. So I thought it was really important to bring up, mainly because you, Noah, have also received the same text. So what I need to do right now is I want to read everybody what these two texts are, because this is how accurate these scammers can get. So this is in regard to, we talked a couple months ago at this point that there were some E-ZPass scams, that you had an outstanding $6.99 balance of a text message that you would get. And as always, we warn, do not click on that text message, delete it, so on and so forth. Where now scammers are taking a new angle, and they're saying that there's enforcement penalties on tickets, on parking, like any ticket-related situation that, if you don't pay your ticket, you have to go to the DMV and get your license suspended. Now, Noah, you originally grew up in Vermont, correct?
I am from Vermont. My family is there. Yeah.
I'm from New Hampshire.
Right.
Now, listen to these two texts. Vermont Department of Vehicles DMV, final notice. This is a text you sent me, Noah. Enforcement penalties begin on June 8th. Our records show that today, as of today, you still have an outstanding traffic ticket in accordance with Vermont State Administrative Code 15C-16.003. If you do not complete payment by June 7th, 2025, we will take the following actions. 1, report to the DMV violation database. 2, suspend your vehicle registration starting June 8th. 3, suspended driving privileges for 30 days. And 4, transfer to a toll booth and charge a 35% service fee. You may also be prosecuted, and your credit score will be affected. Pay now at https://vermont.gov/zhvt.icu.us.
I bet you got that from like a random email too.
Yeah.
Yep. So this was a random text phone number.
At the end it says, please pay immediately before enforcement to avoid license suspension and further legal disputes.
Now listen to the text I got.
Ooh.
New Hampshire Department of Motor Vehicles DMV final notice. Enforcement penalties begin on June 10th. According to our records, your traffic violation remains unpaid under the New Hampshire Code of 15C.16.003. So on and so forth. So I got the same exact message as you, except mine was tailored to where I'm from, New Hampshire. So I think that's one that's really important to say, is that these texts and these scammers, they're getting super, super sophisticated, right?
Yeah, well, they're getting specific. They're somehow accessing your data, and they're figuring out, okay, well, this person is here all the time, or they live here, or they have this address or this whatever. And so they're figuring that out, and then they're getting your cell phone number somehow, once again, mining your data, and they're going after you, and they're trying to scare you and scare you into submission, basically.
Yeah, I love how they're throwing these fancy codes at you. 15 dot. It's like if we put enough numbers in there.
And let me tell you, if I didn't know any better, if I didn't have these conversations with you every other week, Megan, I would not for a second I wouldn't have immediately been like, this is a scam.
Exactly.
I would have tried to do something about it.
I was in the same boat. I was in Canada, minding my own business, living my best life, and I got this text, and for like a split second, I was like, do I have an outstanding traffic ticket? Because I do I am naturally a paranoid person. I'm always terrified of like getting a ticket and then it like flying away off my dashboard,
Right.
which I know is very rare. So I don't know if that could have been the case. So
I'm using that excuse next time. I must have.
Your Honor, it flew off my.
Your
flew
Honor,
off my dashboard.
Your Honor.
Here's the thing, though. Like, if you had an actual problem, they wouldn't send you a text.
Exactly.
Somebody
Right,
would come and
right.
let you know.
Right. So that's where we got to be smart. So, Zach, good point. You had said you received an email. You didn't get a text, right?
So I did get a text just like the one you sent, and it probably said Massachusetts. I reported as spam, but it actually only went to my computer, which I was surprised. Usually I get them on my phone.
Gotcha.
Because I have my messages linked to my MacBook. But,
okay.
yeah.
So it's unconfirmed if these scams are going to email. I'm sure that they are at some point. But regardless of that, you're never going to receive a text or an email from your DMV or any for an unpaid traffic violation. You're going to get a official letter in the mail, maybe a phone call, or someone's going to show up at your door and say, you owe like $1 gazillion. What is happening? So the best way to protect yourselves, as the three of us has been affected by it, and I'm sure a lot of people listening have received similar texts, is immediately delete the text. Don't respond to it. Report it as junk, exactly like what Zach said. Because even by responding like unsubscribe or giving any type of engagement with these scammers, no matter what type of scam it is, you're feeding them information. They could take those with AI now. They could take your single words, yes, no, or and use that against you. So I wanted to take the first couple minutes of our session to really talk about this, because I can't believe I was so scared of it for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't imagine how other people who are not in my field feel.
Right. Exactly.
So.
And then scarier still, there was a couple of these scam texts I got that were like job offers.
I've been getting those
It's
too.
crazy.
I have not seen that one yet.
I've been getting some job offers from Warner Bros. They really want me to work for them.
Really?
So
Fancy schmancy.
fancy schmancy.
Are they even a company anymore?
Yeah, they still have movies.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I see them. I think so. I like to watch the classics, though.
Right.
So, yes, that is another scam. I have been receiving intermittent texts from people claiming to be a recruiter and, saying I have this awesome opportunity. In that case, I mean, think about it logistically. Are you actively looking for a job right now? I know you and I, Noah, Zach, probably not. We have a job. We're not. And if we are, whatever. But point being, if you're not actively out there talking to other people and trying to be in the job market and you're receiving these unsolicited texts about something that doesn't pertain to you, it's most likely
Well,
a scam.
listen, I mean, look, this is how I would think about it. Like, if I did get a text that was about a job opportunity, it would have, in order for me to respond to it, it would have to be somebody I actually know.
Exactly.
Be like, hey, I have this thing. Do you want to come in and try out for it?
Exactly,
You know? It's like, yes, I do. I do want that. Sure thing. But for just some random number, it's usually like some fake email account that they're texting from. For them to like reach out to you via text and to think that this big company is reaching out to people via text, random people just floating out random text. Yeah, I mean, and it's also like, think about this: they're always preying upon the more vulnerable in our society, and who is that vulnerable population we're talking about right now? The unemployed, people who are desperate for a job, people who will click on just about anything and do just about anything to get some work.
Right. And that's where, like, hate to say it, but that's where due diligence and your own research comes in. You know, if you know you're not actively looking for a job and you're getting these unsolicited emails, texts, you clearly didn't sign up for them, and so that's a red flag right there. So that's something you can point out. If you are actively looking for a job, there's so many other resources out there. And if you are working with a recruiting company, it would be one thing if you had already built a relationship with that person and then you started texting afterward because, that's how you chose to communicate. But that, exactly to your point, Noah, those out of the blue, just random texts that you get, like in the back of your head that it's probably not real.
Yeah.
And if you are interested in something like that, so you brought up a good point. The clientele here in this scam would be the unemployed, right? they need to take their next step and do some due diligence and some research to see, like, all right, I'm going to go on LinkedIn, I'm going to go on Indeed, I'm going to go on these reputable sites, bbb.org even, find a recruiting company through us and see if this is a legit position and not just click on it and be like, yes, tell me more.
Right.
Like, do your own research first.
Right.
So.
Megan MacBride from the Better Business Bureau of Central New England here with us on the radio this morning. Do we have a scam of the day? Do we have a story, a heartbreaking story that we can, shatter our minds with this morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I kind of brought a few because I didn't know what the vibes were.
Okay.
But I kind of felt like this one pertained mainly because I just came from vacation.
Yeah.
Vacation scams.
Vacation scams.
Oh, man.
It's summertime. Everyone ends up taking time off. So
This is kind of what we talked about this morning, Zach.
Yeah, I was wondering what our theme would be.
We were wondering what the theme would be.
Summer.
And we thought maybe, it's kind of vacay time. Maybe it'll be like a theme park, like a fake free pass to a theme park or something.
I did go to a theme park on my vacation. It was lovely. I did not get scammed. I went on their legitimate website to buy tickets.
Canada Land.
Yep. Canada's Wonderland. It was great.
Yeah,
If you've
it's
ever been.
called Canada's Wonderland.
It's literally called Canada's Wonderland.
Oh my God.
That's why I thought you were saying that.
No,
No,
I
you were
was
doing that
just
as a
making
joke, right?
No,
Yeah.
it's literally called Canada's Wonderland.
That's
It's owned by the Six Flags Corporation.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, well, first of all, I come on every other week with you, Noah, and I just kind of want to reiterate this to our lovely listeners is whether you're a visual reader and learner or a audio learner, you can learn about our scams and our tips from bbb.org here on the radio. But if you do like to read and do more information, all of these articles and scams that I talk about are always on bbb.org. We have a super huge expansive hub that touches on all the different industries, business industries, consumer-based industries. So definitely check it out, bbb.org, if you are interested in more of that. But let's get into these vacation scams. We're going to start with a vacation rental con. So we love renting a nice condo or a great, little what are those?
A little bungalow.
Bungalow on the beach.
Yeah.
But obviously there are tons of properties out there that aren't actually for rent, and they're just trying to collect that deposit and then run away.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Everyone wants to get a cheap way to go have some fun.
Yep.
Right? That's what everybody wants. They want an affordable way to go have some fun. You go on booking.com, you do the Airbnb thing, you find all the little ways you can to save money on your vacay so you can make it go further.
Exactly, yep.
And so we run into these situations where someone's advertising this absurdly low price, and you grab onto it, and you're like, honey, wouldn't this be fantastic? Let's try to see what we can do here. So what's our example, Megan?
So you kind of hit the head on the nail, or nail on the head. Is that the way to say it?
Hit the nail on the head.
Nail on the head. No, so these con artists, they do lure vacationers,
Right.
with the low fees, great amenities. But the owner of this so-called, rental property, they'll create a false sense of urgency, such as telling potential clients that another vacationer is interested in the rental during the same time as your trip to try to get the payment before you have time to do sufficient research yourself or question the legitimacy of it. So again, those scare tactic, kind of that salesy pitch, like, if you don't buy this now, you're never going to get this opportunity.
Yeah.
When,
as the great and powerful Howie Conaway says, are you in or are you out? It's like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think any, I don't want to assume, but I think any reputable company that has our vacation homes would work with you and not give you those scare tactics.
Right.
So,
right.
best things that you can do to avoid something like this when looking to rent a little bungalow on the beach would be talk to the owner on the phone. I get it. It's scary. Nobody likes to talk on the phone. Talk on the phone, build a relationship with this person, check public records, and use trusted vacation rentals. Whether you like to use bbb.org or other sites, like, really do your due diligence and research, or give the BBB a call. We are happy to do some digging for you and just help you navigate this big world of confusion.
Well, with something like this, there's so many websites out there that are like discount vacation spot websites that are legit. So I just think, generally if you're getting random offers for stuff like this, just don't go there. There's no need.
I think anybody at this point could probably name the top 3 vacation booking companies if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
Right now. Like I use like
Trivago, bookings.com.
Expedia.
Yeah.
Like exactly. So there are reputable companies out there and they may actually be accredited too. So, take a look. But anyway, next one we have free vacation scams. So this is when a cruise or a travel company advertises a vacation as free. Does not exactly mean that the entire trip is free without costs or, restrictions or whatnot. So reading the fine print and watch out for add-on fees for air transportation to the port charges, taxes, tips, and other undisclosed fees. So that's just kind of a smaller one. So if you ever enter those sweepstakes where it's like you want a free vacation, remember it's not always free. You might end up having to pay some stuff. And that's not necessarily a scam. That's just more a tip when it comes to booking vacation, especially if you're trying to make your money go the long way. Like really read the fine print, read those terms and conditions, as annoying as those 70 pages are, but it is important. Next, we kind of just talked about it, but third-party booking site scams. If you book your airfare or hotel or other travel through a third-party website, you need to be sure that you're using caution because the scam tracker on the BBB continues to receive reports of scammers pretending to be online airline ticket bookers. In the most common version of this scam, travelers pay with a credit card, and shortly after making the payment, they receive a call from the company asking them to verify their name, address, and banking information and any other personal details, something a legitimate company would actually never do. The company may also call and say your flight has been canceled and you must pay additional fees to secure your seat and even bring baggage on board. Kind of crazy, right? So when using these third-party sites, you have to be super smart, do your due diligence, do your research. Especially that happened to me when COVID was really big and we were planning to do a spring break trip with me and my friends, and because of, the global pandemic, we were unable to. But because we used a reputable company, we were able to talk to them on the phone, use legitimate, they weren't asking any overly personal information or anything, only just your name, what was the name booked under, what was your confirmation number. And I was able to get a full refund from my trip because I worked with a reputable company. We did our due diligence and our research ahead of time to really make sure that even in the event of a global pandemic, which nobody was expecting, they were still able to help us. And I did feel really bad for this company because I think a lot of travel companies during COVID were getting a lot of calls being like, we can't go on our trip anymore. What do we do? So last couple ones, hotel scams. When you're staying at hotels, beware of these techniques used to get a hold of credit card information. Fake front desk calls. Scammers call late at night or right after check-in, impersonating the front desk person. Isn't that really scary? Imagine going on vacation and you think the front desk is calling and you go down and they're like, we never called you.
That's terrifying.
Absolutely terrifying. Wi-Fi skimming. I know I'm somebody, especially if I'm traveling in another country, I am finding the nearest Wi-Fi the second I get to my location, especially at the hotel. So Wi-Fi skimming targets travelers with promise of free internet access, and scammers set up fake connections that appear to be the free hotel Wi-Fi, but it's not safe, and they will control the connection through their computer to collect all the data the traveler transmits, including passwords, card information, and more. So this could have been a way, Noah and Zach, maybe we were on a Wi-Fi at one point, a public Wi-Fi, and that's how scammers were able to get a hold of our info and were able to send us these traffic ticket scams. You never know.
8:30 on the K-Zone Morning Commute. We're with Megan McBride from the Better Business Bureau of Central New England. Before we ditch out here, is there any last notes you wanted to hit on?
I think it's just be smart this summer, everybody.
Be wicked smart.
We know that there's a text scam going out about the DMV ticket violations. It's not real. BBB is urging everyone to do your due diligence. And if you're planning to take a vacation, please be safe about it and do your research.
All right. Meg McBride, thank you very much for being with us this morning. We're going to take a break for news. We'll have sports with Tom Cuddy, traffic and weather, and then we'll be into hang.